Another product review from our channel, and this is the first ever rubber suspension electric scooter this year is here. Without further ado, pasok intro.
Let me work it, let me work it, work it, work it, work it, let me work it, work it, let me work it.
What's up, Kabalyeros? Nandito na tayo ngayon para i-review natin ang
Raze Genesis.
At ang Genesis na yan, ayoko ng pasawan, masyado malalim yung joke. At for this electric scooter, ang i-cover namin ay ang 3-piece as usual,
Which are the parts
performance
and the pros and cons
from this Raze
Genesis
electric.
scooter.
Let's get into it. So para sa akin, sisimulan ko na muna ang ilalim nito. Ang likod ng ating electric scooter na gulong is 10-inch tires, pneumatic, but the good news is, out of the box, tubeless na.
Yay!
Alright. And then it comes also with a mechanical brakes at the back, mechanical brake caliper, and then we have the fender na kamukhang kamukha ng aking fender from Vexana. But moving on, we also have this robotic swing arm. So as you can see, it only has one swing arm, the one at the right, and then as you can see on the left facing you, Kabalyeros, is the slick design of the rim from this electric scooter. Yan. At syempre di natin kakalimutan ang hub ng electric scooter to, which is 1,800 watt
Per hub.
per hub. Okay, so dito sa likod is 1.8 and then sa harap is 1.8 as well. So it total of
3,600.
Yan. Moving on naman tayo para sa ating deck. We have a very wide deck. So it's a very good one. And it also has a lot of grip tape.
Grip tape.
Yes. Moving on, we also have two rear lights, which turns red when you turn it on. So make sure it's turned on to you. Moving on naman tayo para naman sa charging port nito. As you can see, the charging port is on the left part at the rear. Moving on tayo, there are two front white lights, which is an eagle eye as well for additional visibility at night. And before we proceed sa bridge ng ating electric scooter or the one that connects to the stem, di natin kakalimutan ang internal nito. It has 60 volt 21 Ah battery capacity. And moving on na tayo sa front part of this electric scooter, you can also see the 10-inch tires in front with one swing arm as well, and also the braking, which is the mechanical brakes from the Raze Genesis. And before I pass the invisible microphone to Miko, the last part that I will be discussing is the two rubber suspension front and the back for this Raze Genesis, which is C-type suspension. And that ends our first part for the parts of this electric scooter. And to demonstrate the folding for the Raze Genesis, Miko, take it away.
Alright, so paano ba siya i-fold? So very simple lang naman. We have a twist lock located at the front part of this electric scooter. So all you need to do is just turn it counterclockwise to unlock it para finally ma-fold mo pababa yung pinaka-stem niya.
Dali lang.
Ganun lang siya kasimple.
Yun na yan.
Nothing else. So how do you unfold this electric scooter? Itaas mo lang yung stem and then of course twist the twist lock clockwise.
Make sure na pumapasok yung dalawang bakal sa taas at baba.
Yes.
Para secured na secured yan.
And also make sure na yung ating twist lock is secured in place. As in mahigpit siya because if it is a little loose, ibig sabihin pwedeng biglang bumaba yung iyong stem at ikaw ay malagay sa alanganin. So, ganun lang naman kasimple.
Always double check the locks.
Yes. And that's how you fold and unfold the Raze Genesis. So, tuloy na natin yung ibang parts ng electric scooter ito. Siyempre, meron tayong front fender niya na ako medyo nakikita na actually sa fender kasi parang sword-like something.
Yeah.
And going up, of course, we have your horn and headlight. So, this is a 300 lumen headlight. And the horn, kung gusto niyo marinig ang kanyang tunog, tada! Lakas, di ba? Moving up tayo. Of course, you have your stem na very...
Fat stem.
Yeah, fat stem. And of course, meron tong Raze logo na kulay gold. Yan.
Yung letter R niya may tri-spice. So naglalaro kayo ng Axie, alam nyo na yan.
Nako, mukhang may sasegue tayo na today, ah.
Teaser, let's go.
Moving up, syempre, let's proceed sa ating handlebars naman. So, ang ating handlebars, we have the usual handlebar grips both on the ends. We have, of course, our brake levers. The left for the rear and right for the front. Punta naman tayo sa right side ng ating electric scooter. So we have of course our throttle. And sa left side syempre natin, of course, we have the switches. So ano ba yung mga switches natin? First, we have the on and off button for the headlight. And sa ilalim nun, we have of course the horn button. Sumunod naman is the yellow button, which is for the backlights. Yan, yung ating eagle eye sa front and yung ating red rear light. And of course, we have the red button, which is for the single and dual modes. Yan. So ang tanong ngayon ay, wala ba itong Eco Turbo? The answer is wala po. So automatic, ang Raze Genesis ay naka-turbo mode all the way. And that's quite efficient for me if you will ask me.
At syempre, huwag natin kakalimutan ng dalawa pang parts from this electric scooter. Paso.
Number one, we have a kill switch for this electric scooter. So ano ba yung kill switch na yan? As you can see, meron siyang on and off button. No matter how much you try to turn it on, hindi siya magbubukas until naka-on yung kill switch na yun.
So security feature din siya.
Yes. Another important part of this electric scooter, and that is the remote control with alarm.
So those are the two security features from this electric scooter. Huwag natin kakalimutan. Secured ka from the Raze
Genesis.
Alright.
Yes.
That wraps up our parts for this electric scooter. Moving on naman na tayo sa ating performance
Test.
tests.
Yan na.
At para simulan ang ating performance test, simulan na natin sa pinaka-una. Alam nyo na yan, ang ating suspension test. How did it go?
Suspension.
Suspension.
Alright, so for the suspension test, as you can see in our test, the Raze Genesis is on the firmer side pagdating sa kanyang suspension. I think it has something to do with the rubber suspension.
Yes, at malalaman ninyo kung paano rin nagiging pro in a way yung stiffness ng
Yan.
suspension niya later on.
Yes.
Sa ating pros
And cons.
moving on naman na tayo para sa aking personal favorite, ang ating torture test sa ating torture hill. Sinubukan natin tong Raze Genesis sa ating torture hill para sa
Torture test.
test. How did it go?
Okay, so alam nyo na ang kwento ng ating torture test. So umpisahan natin yan with buwelo at Gear 3 single hub. So of course with buwelo, it is expected na makakaakyat. So as you can see, sa ating demonstration, sa ating test, nakaakyat nang walang kahirap-hirap with buwelo. Now, syempre, anong ginawa natin? Walang buwelo. So nakaabang na po tayo sa umpisa at makikita ninyo sa ating test, ito yung challenge. Hindi siya nakaakyat, unfortunately, sa Gear 3 single hub na walang buwelo. Pero saan siya
Halfway,
nakaabot?
no?
Yes.
Halfway.
Nakaabot siya halfway. Fair enough naman for this electric scooter. Nakaabot siya sa gitna.
But wait, there's more.
Yan. Ang third part naman ng ating test ay dual hub Gear 1 without buwelo. The question is, nakaakyat ba? As you can see sa ating test, it went up successfully. Dahil 1,800 ang ating hubs, therefore kayang-kaya umakyat kahit Gear 1 lang. And that's the advantage and power of a dual hub electric scooter.
And that's a 1/8 times 2.
Yes.
And that's our torture test para dito sa ating Raze Genesis scooter. Moving on naman tayo sa ating third test, which is our braking test, pababa ng torture hill. How did it go?
Okay, so, syempre, wala tayong pagpipigil habang bumababa. Hayaan lang natin ang kanyang free wheel. Yan.
Dahil lahat tayo dito may free will.
Huh? So, yung freewheeling naman ng ating electric scooter, hinayaan lang natin siyang bumaba. And pagdating sa baba, syempre piga na ako sa kanyang brake levers. Well, in my opinion, hindi ganun kalakas ang kapit ng kanyang brakes. Pero may gentle touch siya. Pero if you need it full stop right away, hindi siya ganun.
And moving on na tayo para sa ating final performance test, which is our speed test.
Ayan. So,
Kung gusto niyo malaman ang performance nito when it comes to its top speed, you can click the I button here to check our speed modes tested on a flat surface.
yes.
Surface.
Ano yan?
Surface.
Oh, and disclaimer lang again, me as the rider weighs 78 kilograms. So,
It
the weight,
varies on the rider's weight.
yes, it varies. It affects the speed of the scooter depending on the rider's weight.
Kung mas magaan kayo sa amin, mas mabilis kayo. Automatic yan.
Yes.
Alam nyo na yan.
And that's our question of the day dun sa unang video na yun.
Alright, moving on naman na tayo para sa ating third segment from this video.
Ano yan?
Ang inabangan din ninyo, ang
Yes.
pros and cons for the Raze Genesis.
Yes!
So, para simulan na natin to. First pro, pasok.
Okay, umpisahan ko na ang first pro. Number 1, tubeless tires. Alam naman natin yan, kung nanonood kayo at sumusubaybay po kayo sa Team Kabalyero, ever since the world began, medyo nasagap ko ang pagsagap ng mga kaflatan sa kalsada.
At kung nanonood pa rin kayo from last year dito sa channel natin,
Ayan.
comment down below. Gusto naman namin malaman yung mga refresher kung
Kailan kayo nag-start manood.
kung kailan kayo nag-start at kung anong video yung napanood nyo sa
Yes.
amin. Write down in the comments. We want to get to know you more. Okay,
Oo.
Kabalyero? Write
Tsaka
down.
ano yung favorite ninyong video?
Yes, we'd like to know in the comments. Alright?
Yeah.
At meron tayong paparating na pasabog sa December. So kung subscriber kayo at hindi pa, mag-subscribe na kayo dahil pang Kabalyero lang ang magiging surprise namin sa Pasko.
Saya!
Abangan nyo yan.
Yes!
Malapit na.
Aha! Yun, so that's it for me, the tubeless tires.
And naman para sa akin, ang pinakaunang pro ko dito, at kahit dati pa, ay yung rubber suspension na ito. You know why? Kasi itong rubber suspension na to, napakababa ng maintenance. Hindi mo na kailangan magpa-adjust, tapos hindi mo na kailangan magpa-replace, and it will take you. And it will take you a long time before you have to replace and maintain this rubber suspensions. So it's a very good one if you have this kind of electric scooter because the suspension won't be a problem for a very long time. So isa to sa mga finiflex din ng similar suspension ang ginagamit ko rin. Another pro, it helps on the stability
Yan.
when driving. Ito, effortlessly kayang-kaya nyo magkuhanan, which we don't advise
Totoo.
naman always, but just to prove lang its stability,
Uh-huh.
kaya nyo siyang mapatakbo in one hand. It might not be as comfortable compared to spring and air, but it is stable when you're riding it. Alam natin yan, ang mga C-type suspension is prone to wobble,
Yeah.
and this one, hindi nyo yun mararamdaman. So that's my first pro for this Raze Genesis.
Alright.
Moving on.
Alright, so the next pro for me is the stem. Bakit? Kasi I feel that it is thick enough. Kasi yun yung minsan na-overlook dahil parang inahabol natin, mas sleek, mas payat. Pero kadalasan nakakalimutan na parang, uy teka, yung feel ba na you are sure na hindi siya biglang mag-wobble or dahil, alam mo yun, something that helps. Kasi first time ko makasakay sa scooter na to eh. So, me riding it and testing it right away for speed test is something, wow. It's wowing kasi I feel secure dun sa fat stem niya. So, the stem for me is a pro.
Okay, so ikudugtong natin sa aking next pro.
What's yours?
Since stem lang nabanggit niya, nasa stem din yung next na part na gusto ko.
And that is?
The locking mechanism, yung twist lock niya. Kasi actually, ito yung para sa akin that's why I have two electric scooter na pareho ang locking. Kasi napaka selling point sa akin, sa mata ko, selling point ng electric scooter yung ganitong locking.
Kasi?
Kasi napaka-convenient. So, wala nang ibang ritual na gagawin. Ikutin mo lang yung twist lock and then you're done. Natupi mo na siya and then magbabalik mo lang,
Actually,
iyak mo lang
madali
ulit.
siyang madali nga siyang gamitin.
So, sobrang convenient.
Totoo
And hindi lang siya sa convenient. Secured ka sa lock na to. Definitely, kapag trinay mo siyang alugin nang nakalock siya secured, wala kayong mararamdaman ni onting play, ni katiting, wala.
Yung play na hindi mo gusto.
Oo, yung play na nagpapakaba sa inyo,
Aha.
wala. Ganun kaganda yung ganitong klase ng locking with this kind of stem as well. Kaya sa akin, bumibenta sa akin yung mga ganitong klaseng locking. Moving on.
Alright, the third pro for me, maliban sa actual parts ng units, we also look at the unit. So yung aesthetics, yung dating niya.
Naman.
Ang lakas yung dating ng unit na to.
Sobrang pogi talaga.
Oo. I like the matte black feels, yung general color niya.
Ang klase tignan, hindi siya matuntignan eh. Kumbaga sa damit, hindi siya jeans. Tuxedo siya eh. Parang ganun ang dating na ito.
May ganung feel na something related sa ganung style. Basta,
Sophisticated.
yeah, I like that term. It's something sophisticated, yung touch ng color. Plus yung red na accent dun sa kanyang swing arms. You have to see the unit in person.
Yes.
Para mas ma-appreciate niyo yung unit. But me looking at this unit, parang sasabihin, ang sarap bilhin ng unit.
Yes, napaka-pogi.
Happy Arjan baka naman.
Let's go!
Happy Arjan! Alam mo na, isang kalabit lang ako, charot.
Let's go!
Joke lang. Pero yun, the color and the general aesthetics of the unit for me is a pro for me. What's yours? Do you have another one?
Yun naman, siguro connected dun din sa nabanggit mo. Kung yung swing arm naman yung nabanggit mo, yung rim design, yung spikes dyan na nakikita nyo ngayon, ganda. Actually, yun din, dagdag pogi points pa. Actually sa akin, parang napakataas ng selling point ng ganitong design. Alam nyo na yung kung bakit nanggagaling sa akin to kasi alam nyo naman yung similarity ng scooter that I own. Kaya, ang dami kong pwedeng sabihin pro dito. We could go all day just to give you all the pros from this electric scooter. But just for this review, we will just give you the highlights and
You want to keep it short and simple.
yeah, we want as much as possible, short and simple lang. So yun, nagustuhan ko yung rim design. So that's another one pro from me. Let's go.
I have another one na baka makalimutan natin is the high clearance
Oh yes.
of this electric scooter. So, ganito kasi yan. Kila Bryce, somewhere near his area of residence, merong mataas na humps doon.
At tawag doon ni Jake, the hump of death.
Hump of death.
Yes.
Kasi ang taas talaga. As in, yung kulang na italbo ka, papunta langit.
Shout out kay Jake.
Hayop talaga yung speed bump na yan. But anyway, may mga units kasi kami na minsang tines na mararamdaman mo talaga na kapag ipinilit mo, sasayat siya. But this one, nung dumano kanina, wala. So,
Kayang-kaya.
yes, the high clearance of this unit is another pro kasi alam naman natin sa Pilipinas may mga gawa-gawa talaga per area na kanya-kanyang speed bumps and inconsistent. So, another good thing, high clearance. I love it.
My next pro naman is yung lapad ng deck nito. Kitang-kita nyo naman, napakalapad ng deck na yan. Pwede nyong paglaruan yung stance ninyo. Either 1 foot forward, 1 foot at the back, or 2 feet
Side by side.
side.
Natry ko siya kanina, actually. Habang nag-speed test at habang nag-ride gamit to. In fairness.
Diba?
Oh, masarap nga siyang gamitin na naka side by side ang paa.
Kasi kasyang-kasya. So,
Yes.
napaka-convenient.
True.
And shout out din sa mga similar owners ng mga ganitong scooter. Kay Sid at sa aking co-founder na si Russell from the Electric Night Riders.
Yes, at huwag nga rin kalimutan si Char, syempre.
Let's go! Shout out!
Yes.
Moving on.
Here's another one, another pro for me, are the plug and play parts sa handlebar. So bakit siya naging pro for me? Kasi if you need, for example, your throttle to be changed, alisin lang. As in, isang hiklat lang, that's it. Hindi na kailangan buksan yung loob ng electric scooter para mapalitan yung certain part na sa handlebar. Unless it's necessary.
Yes.
Na kailangan, kung kailangan talaga siyang gawin, at saka bubuksan.
And for the last pro for me is the IP rating from this electric scooter
Yun.
is IP55 or could be higher depende sa proofing ng inyong pag-maintain ng electric
Yes.
scooter. But out of the box, it's IP55.
Mas magandang i-improve kung gusto niyo.
Yeah.
Diba?
So meaning wala kayong katakot-takot, idaan to sa water splashes.
That's a mild rain,
At
actually.
mild rain. Pwede rin
Yes.
naman strong. Actually, nilabot siya sa strong. Pero hindi namin ina-advise.
No.
This is not an advice for you, Kabalyero.
Actually, kahit yung mga waterproofed na ibang electric
Huwag niyo pa rin
scooters,
isugal.
no,
Pero kung kinailangan
kung kailangan talaga.
ng pagkakataon,
Yes.
hindi may security pa rin naman kayo.
Yes.
And that wraps up our pros from this Raze Genesis. And moving on na tayo para sa ating cons. Migo, simulan mo.
Okay, first con for me, if you will ask me, although cute yung kanyang mga fenders,
Naku, nakuha niya yung con ko. Oh, go.
cute yung mga fenders ito, pero kasi sa amin, dahil medyo umulan today nung sinut natin tong ating content na ito, ay hindi kagandahan ng panahon. So, nung umaga, umulan at medyo basa ang kalsada. So, nung dumaan ako, nabasa yung aking bagelya, nagkaroon ako ng wet at saka even konting wet front, may talsik sa aking rubber shoes. There's something that you can do to improve, pero yung unit out of the box, yung fenders niya are,
Not so
for me, these are a cons.
Actually, definitely one of the weak points talaga ng ganitong design is yung fenders.
Yung fender. Pero pwede siyang i-improve. Although after sales na yun.
Or DIY.
DIY. Shoutout sa Dragon Tail ni Vexana.
Yes, yung Dragon Tail ni Vexana, DIY ko lang din. Galing yan sa mandatory face shield ng government.
Yeah, shoutout sa atin,
Yan.
naka-face shield.
The only country with a face shield. Kaya ngayon, ginamit ko sa fender. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ngayon, isa na siyang fender shield. Let's go. Moving on na tayo para sa second ko ng electric scooter na to. Siyempre, hindi din naman natin pwedeng sabihin na pro lang ang suspension.
Aha.
So, it's a mix of pro and con. So, it's a con as well dahil nga stiff siya, tough siya, kaya hindi siya ganun ka-comfortable when you're riding at a very rough terrain.
Yes. Although meron tayong pwedeng i-share ng konti sa mga kabalyeros natin. We do the tippy toe or the tiptoe
Yeah, one tip.
kapag kayo ay nakasakay sa mga medyo firm na suspension. So how do you do it? Technically nakatingkayad kayo. Pero it takes a lot of practice, a lot of time para masanay doon kasi basically you're putting your weight on your toes sa pagkakatayo. Pero yun, it acts like
That's your built-in suspension.
Oo, yung katawan natin meron kasing parang technically parang suspension.
That's
So,
the best suspension that you can ever have when riding a stand-up scooter. Yung tiptoe niya.
Lalo na yung mga medyo firm na katulad ng ating Raze Genesis. So,
Pang tiptoe talaga
yes.
yung tiptoe gaming kapag malubak. And that's my first con. Moving on.
another con for me is the headlight and the horn. For a standard issue ng kanyang headlight at saka horn, it's okay. Pero again, if you are someone like us who prefers to ride at night or who uses a scooter kapag madilim na talaga galing ng work or for leisure rides, hindi siya ganun kaliwanag. So you will need to add more lights. Brighter lights and louder horn for better visibility and safety habang ikaw ay nagmamaneho.
Bright lights in a
Big city,
cigara.
guys! Wala pa. Guys! And some big...
Moving
Wala,
on.
ano ba yun? Sharp? Ooh-wee! Ooh-wee!
Moving on. Para na tayo sa next con. Akin, ito na ang pinaka-last. Ang con din ng ganitong klaseng electric scooter
Is
without having a brake light. So that's my con kasi napaka-importante ng brake light lalo na sa gabi. So para sa akin, yun yung pinaka naging challenge ko rin, having this kind of similar like design scooter. Kaya para sa akin, yun yung pinaka-con ko of being one of the owners of
this kind.
the same like design scooter. And ang workaround for this is to have an aftermarket lights at the back. Kaya umuulan ng ilaw ang scooter ko sa likod. Sa mga nakakaalam dyan at nanonood since day one, alam nyo na yan. Moving on.
Ito, here I think this is my last con for the Raze Genesis and that's the mechanical brakes.
Makes sense.
Napansin ko na yung kapit ng preno niya hindi siya super strong.
For a dual hub, mas
For a-
maganda talagang hydraulic na hub.
Naka-hydraulic or with EBS actually. Yung combination sana ng kahit mechanical plus EBS, which is something related to what I also own, okay sana. Pero wala siyang EBS eh. So, mechanical brakes alone, medyo downside siya. The question is, kailangan ba siyang laging pinapatakbo ng mabilis? Not really. So, again, there's another workaround for this one. Hindi mo naman kailangan rumatat all the way.
And that wraps up our pros and cons from the Raze.
Genesis,
At since alam nyo na ang performance, ang parts at pros and cons from this electric scooter, ang hindi nyo na lang alam, ang price for this electric scooter. And the price for the Raze Genesis is
ito murang-mura actually for a dual hub. 42,999.
if I'm not mistaken, this is the most affordable 60-volt electric scooter, mga kabalyero sa dual hub.
Pamain-mine na lang.
Ay nako, grabe. 54321, 54321, yours na. Mga new tail, let's go! Dito na tayo sa last segment natin ng ating Kabalyero Discount.
Aha.
Paano natin yan ma-avail, mga kabalyeros?
All you need to do is just message us on our Facebook page. Again, that's Team Kabalyero. Kita nyo na yan. Message us and inform us that you are interested in buying the Raze Genesis. And we will give you the discount code that you can use in purchasing this one.
So, for our question of the day,
What other questions do you have in mind for the Raze Genesis?
write down in the comments below.
We
want to know. We will answer all of that.
Yes, we will try our best to answer your questions.
And that's it for today, mga kabalyeros. See you on the next one. Peace.
Pros and cons.
From this
Electric.
Raze scooter. And a 60 volt. 60 volts. Ano si Ate Cherry pala yan? Si Ate Cherry.
Kaya mo?
Yung damit niya.
Ah.